I'm standing in one of the flood-prone areas in Paducah. Find out the plan to address these areas through the creation of a proposed stormwater utility. Tell me more is next. Paducah is looking at creating a stormwater utility. Let me tell you the goal of a utility. Let me read this to you. The goal is to provide a dedicated funding source to solve drainage problems, to repair, maintain, and enhance the storm infrastructure, the existing infrastructure, to provide flood protection, and to comply with federal regulations associated with water quality. It's a big task, so joining me now, I have stormwater and drainage engineer Eric Hickman from the City of Paducah to tell me more. And Eric, first, there's going to be a public meeting that's going to explain a lot of this to the public. So
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the public meeting.
Okay, so the public meeting will be November 14th. It will begin at 5 o'clock with a presentation at 5:30 in the City Commission chambers. It's going to be an open house format, and we are actually going to provide refreshments for those in attendance. And then we'll have a survey for those to, as they come, to fill out, provide input and feedback to that. And then we will provide a link to that survey for those who are unable to attend.
Now, we've been working on a Comprehensive Stormwater Master Plan, and this is
Yes.
part of the second phase. Briefly tell me what was the first phase and what we determined from that.
So the first phase, our consultant, Strand & Associates, built a model simulating the July 7th, 2015 rain event, which was a flash flood event. We had 5.5 inches of rain in less than 3 hours. A lot of people were affected. So their goal was to find our problem areas, create that model looking at our existing infrastructure, our topography, combined sewer systems, our flood wall prevention, and our pump stations, and build a model off of that. And then they had the public come in and validate that model with firsthand experience pictures. So we have a lot of confidence in that model. And moving forward, that model, we were able to look at 10 areas to come up with capital improvement projects to help alleviate flooding and reduce flooding in some areas.
And those 10 priority areas, the 10 project areas, total more than $40 million in cost.
I think it's $43 million.
Wow. So
Yes.
the stormwater utility is something that we're looking at creating, and it's going to address those and existing infrastructure.
Absolutely.
So what is the stormwater utility? I read the goal, but kind of put it in
Okay, so
different
at the
terms.
public meeting, I don't want to give too much away,
Right.
but at the public meeting, people will be educated on what a stormwater utility is.
Okay.
And then what other communities are doing across Kentucky and nationwide. There are close to 1,500 stormwater utilities nationwide. And some of the services they provide, that will be talked about. So it's not just capital. So if you're looking and, hey, I'm not in one of these areas, well, it's more about operation and maintenance, daily activities, replacing our existing infrastructure in the ground that is 100 to 60 years old. So that infrastructure is surpassing its time, its life expectancy, and also looking at pulling in the flood wall, the flood prevention, and the pump stations under that as well. And then, like you said, the federal regulatory requirements on water quality. It's something that a lot of people don't think about, but those requirements are ratcheting down. So that means more money.
More money. So
Yes.
this is all going to be pulled together. Hopefully, this is proposed, a stormwater utility.
Yes.
And it's a big deal. This is big.
It is. It's a lot. We have a complex system just due to our topography, our interconnectedness between watersheds, the combined sewers that JSA own and operate, our separate storm sewers, open channels where we're at here today in Cross Creek.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting. It's been I think we're in our 20th month in the process.
Right.
So yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody there.
Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining me. And I
Thank
want everybody to come out to the public meeting. The public meeting, once again, will be Wednesday, November 14th. It starts at 5 o'clock at City Hall. It will be in the City Commission chambers. The live streaming will start at 5:30, and that's when the presentation will start. Plus, after the presentation, you can ask questions, you can find out a lot more information, you can take the survey and find out more about a stormwater utility, provide your input during the survey time, plus the survey will be put on the website after the meeting. So once again, I want to thank Eric Hickman for joining me today to tell us about the proposed stormwater utility, and thank you for joining me on Tell Me More.